Hi, it's me again, Vanessa, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is dedicated to my beloved Star Studio family. This is a tutorial for them to know how I did my competition makeup back in the day so they can recreate themselves when they go out to perform. So I already did my brows off camera. Now I'm going to start with the eye look, and then, yeah, we'll get right into it. So first, what I do is prime my eyelids with a concealer. It could be any concealer. I use the Makeup Revolution concealer, this one right here. Yeah, that one. And I just put it all over my eyes. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible so that, you know, even the little ones can do it. So then you can take your finger or a sponge or brush and just tap it out. Make sure it's blended. So what we're doing is priming our eyes so that we have a nice base for when we blend our eyeshadow so it looks blended and seamless. So we can dance on stage and it'll last the whole time, you know, even when you sweat and stuff like that. So I'll blend it out now. You can take a powder or a regular eyeshadow. So I'm gonna use this palette by Morphe. It's the 35P palette. I got this a long time ago. I use this for competitions because it had all the purples. What look we're going for are purple and like gold. So I'm gonna take this base shade in here so that we can set our concealer because it's wet right now. And you just want to press it in just with any brush that you have that's flat and that can just set it. Okay, so now it's set, right? You're gonna take a blending brush, a fluffy brush. All right, so right now I'm gonna take some tape. I feel like this is the easiest way to achieve a very easy look with minimal work. It helps you give a straight edge. So just take some Scotch tape or whatever tape that you have, and you're gonna put it on the edge of your eye like this, on the outer part of your eye, and lay it down so that when you take it off, it'll just be nice and straight. It also helps with eyeliner too. Make sure they're as even as possible. This helps a lot. This is what helped me in high school whenever I was doing my makeup. And you're gonna take this nude shade right here, this one. And you don't have to get this palette, like you really don't have to. As long as you have the colors, then you'll be okay. You're gonna put it in the crease of your eye. Hold your finger at the end of your brush so that you can blend nicely. That's how I blend. So it'll be nice and smooth. So just right there, right in the top there where your crease is. And you gotta make sure you tap off the excess of your brush, because if you don't tap it off, then you're just gonna have a whole bunch of eyeshadow that's gonna be really hard to blend. And that's what people make big mistakes on. They forget to tap off their brush, and then they end up with a whole crazy eye look on their eye. And you don't want that. That's a transition shade so that when we add more colors to it, it'll blend seamlessly. I'm gonna take a more dense brush. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, this one. So again, we wanna go little by little and make sure you tap it off. We wanna go little by little because if you add too much, it's gonna be harder to take away. So you're gonna add it right in the crease of your eye, just where you put that shadow that you had earlier. And you're gonna see a little bit come off, and that's okay. Then you can go in and add some more later. Just work slowly, okay? When you do this, you want to make sure you plan out. Like, you don't want to, like, rush. You want to make sure you have at least an hour to do your face, is what I like to do, so that I'm nice and calm and not stressed about just trying to get it on there, because then it's going to look crazy. You have to have time. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to do my face in 5 minutes for a competition. No, you can't do that. Just keep adding, and you just keep blending it out with your blending brush, okay? Now I'm going to go even deeper. I'm going to take the darker shade. You're going to tap it in, and you're going to tap it out. And you're just going to keep adding and blending it out when you need to. Just keep adding it in that part, that same section that you put those other shadows in. You look a little crazy right now, and it's okay. You're probably just like, oh, Vanessa, you're lying to me, but I'm really not. It'll turn out great at the end, I promise. You just gotta keep blending it out. You wanna have the most color right where that crease is. Like, do you see that? Now I'm gonna take my blending brush and I'm gonna blend it out. Just use back and forth windshield wiper motions or circular motions, but you gotta keep your finger at the end of the brush. When you blend is when you wanna have the least amount of control. When you wanna do something nice and cool and sharp is when you have your finger at the top so that you can control it more. Okay, so I'm taking that deeper shade right here, this dark color right there. Don't go in with a heavy hand, like actually go in with light pressure. I really only use 2 brushes when I do my makeup. It's normally just my blending brush and my dense brush. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible so you guys could understand what I do when I do my makeup before I go on stage. Just keep adding it. You see how it's like mostly concentrated in that section right there? That's what you want. So now I'm gonna take the other side of this brush. It's like a flat side brush. And I'm gonna take that same color, the deepest one that we used. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna put it on the outer part of my eye. Blend it out more. See that right there? That's why tape helps a lot, so that you can be messy if you need to. And then at the end, it'll look blended. We're just adding in the same spot that I said before, the outer part. Slowly, remember you want to add a little by little. And leave this inner part open, because we're going to put gold / a champagne color. Taking your blending brush, you want to keep blending. Okay. I think we are good with the amount of purple that we have in right now. Stage makeup is supposed to be big and wild a little, so this is why I look like this. But we're gonna take a golden color. I'm gonna use my James Charles palette. I'm just gonna use one color from it. I'm gonna take this champagne color. It's called Face, and you can just take it with your finger. You're gonna tap it where that place where you didn't put any eyeshadow. I'm gonna put it right there. And just don't go up too far to where you put that purple. Just go far enough where everything hasn't been covered yet. And just lay it down. See how easy? It's not that hard. You can do it. If you practice, you can do it. So I have them laying down. Look a little crazy. That's okay, because that's when you take your blending brush and blend it out again. Feel like you lost some purple, you can always go back in. That's why it's better to always go little by little, because then you can always go back in. But when you go in heavy-handed, you can't take it away. It's hard. It's really hard to take dark colors away. I'm going to go in with the eyeliner now. I use the NYX matte liquid liner, this one right here. Focus, focus, there we go. And you're going to see how the tape really works with the eyeliner. I'm going to do a wing, but I'll show you if you guys want to stop and not do a wing. So first, you're going to start from the inner corner and just line. Just follow your lash line. And just connect the dots right there. Okay, that's the regular eyeliner, and I mean, you could stop there, but whenever I did competition team and was on stage, I always did a wing. Like, I love a good wing. So I'll tell you how to achieve this wing with the tape. You have the base of the eyeliner, right? Now you're gonna take this, go up, like that. And that's why we have tape. You can be messy if you need to. It's really easy. And just connect the dots and fill in the black right there. Okay, so I just did my other eyeliner off camera, and I took this one off, so you see how sharp that was. I'll show you guys what this one looks like too. As you can see, it's very easy to do a wing on with tape. I can go as far as I want to and draw whatever. If I get scared and I do this and this and that, it'll come off because I have tape on. All right, so I have this. Take off your tape. Bottom, top, don't matter. I just took off my tape off my eyes. Took the tape off my eye, and you see how sharp that was? So easy. If you ever need to like make sure they look even, just take some more. Just be very careful and just fill it in. I suggest you not do it, but if you have to, then go ahead. Because sometimes eyeliner can be a little scary. If you're scared, then just leave it how it is. Because I always tell myself, don't touch it, and I do it, and then I mess it up. So if it looks fine the first time and it's just a little, leave it. If your skin doesn't look like trash like mine, then you can skip this part, but my skin looks like trash. I'm going to use foundation. I'm going to use the ColourPop No Filter Foundation because that's the only one I have. Make sure your face is moisturized. I just use the moisturizer, just moisturize it. I really don't use primer. Never does anything for me anyways. Let me go wet my sponge. You're just gonna take your finger and put it all over your face. I do section by section. Gotta make sure it's blended too, and just take your sponge and bounce it. You see how I had all those pimples? Now they're gone. Haha. Make sure you get down your neck. Go around your eyes as neat as possible. Go the other side, little by little. And I just put it on the back of my hand so that I know it's there. So it doesn't all dry out on your face. Just take some more, blend it out. In between the brows, try not to do too much. And honestly, you could stop here with like the rest of you can just go in and do contour and everything, but I'm gonna take it further and I'm going to do my concealer. You don't have to do this, but I do it because I like a good face changing moment because my face is not perfect. So I'm gonna use my concealer. This one's the ColourPop concealer in the shade Light. This one right here. Like I said, you could skip this part. You could skip it. If your skin looks cute, go skip it. If your skin looks like trash like mine, then you can go ahead and do it. So I take this and put it underneath my eyes to get rid of darkness and brighten up and highlight. And down the nose, so we look like we have a snatched nose, the chin, and the forehead. Like I said, you don't have to do this. Don't stress yourself out. You could skip this whole part. Even for the babies, you really don't. My babies that are going to be dancing on stage, you really don't have to do this. All you need to do is the eyeshadow, and when I get to the blush, we'll go over that, but you don't need this. Now, my girls that are high schoolers, maybe you want to experiment, go ahead. But if your skin doesn't look like trash, then you really don't have to do this. So just blend it out using your sponge. Be careful of the eyeshadow that you worked so hard on. And some people might say, Vanessa, why do you do your eyes first? Isn't it weird? No, because I was lucky today. But a lot of times when you work with dark shadows or even a lot of like glitters and stuff like that, it tends to, like, when you're blending, it falls down here. And then you work so hard on your foundation, why would you want to mess it up, you know? It's better to do it the other way. A sponge is way easier than a brush if you ever wanted to know. I'm going to take a powder that matches my concealer, and I'm going to put that underneath my eyes. This is the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade, I don't know, what is it, Vanessa? 10. You're going to put that all over where you put your concealer. Now I'm going to take my foundation powder, Fit Me powder in shade 230, take a big brush, and you're going to set all over your face where you put your foundation, if you had foundation. If you didn't, then you don't got it. You got to skip all this part, all these steps. Okay, I'm going to contour now using a bronzer. You can just use this. Take a fluffy brush that's kind of pinched, and I'm going to go with my cheekbones here so we can bring some dimension out when we're on stage, you know? Dimension around the forehead, bring some life. Around the jaw. Now I'm gonna take, I'm freaking out. Smudger brush. You can take whatever smudger brush you want, and you're gonna take that deep shade, this one, that we took earlier. You're gonna tap it off and put it underneath your eye, so that it brings some life. It opens up your eye a little bit. Bring some depth back. I'm gonna add some blush. This is the Milani blush in this shade Luminoso. I'm gonna take a blush brush and just put it on top of where you put your bronzer. And then take your foundation or like the powder brush you use and blend it out if you need to. And then I'm gonna add some highlight. Alright, I'm gonna use the shade CHISME by COLOURPOP and Becky G. And you're gonna take a brush large enough for your cheekbone. You can use the same brush that you used earlier. And you're gonna put that on the top of your cheekbone to give it some brightness. Down the nose. There, on the chin. You're gonna add your mascara. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. And then I'm gonna add these Ardell lashes. They're just wispy lashes. You're gonna cut them. You're gonna measure them on your eye first, because I know some of them don't fit y'all, all of y'all, so. Measure it first, cut it with some scissors, and then you're gonna glue it on. Okay, I'm using the Duo Lash Glue, and I'm gonna paint it on the lash band. And I like to put my lashes on with tweezers because it makes my life easier. Let it dry a little bit. You don't want to put it on when like you just put your glue on. You want to wait till it's blown off and a little tacky, sticky, so like maybe like 30 to 45 seconds. Take it with your tweezer, or you could use your fingers, doesn't matter, and just place it on top, like in your lash line, and just maneuver it to where it's as close as to your normal lashes as possible. You see that? Right there. And just, how easy was that? It's really not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. You can do it. I know you can. I believe in all of you. Again, and just place it on. And then maneuver it to where it's as close as to your real lash line as possible. Okay. Once you've done that, take your mascara. Again, you're going to do your lower lashes so that we don't want to forget about those. And just blend a little bit your top lashes so that they look as natural as possible. And then you could stop right there, or you could take that same shimmer shade. I like to do it so I can have some pop in the inner corner. Take that same shade that you used, that sparkle shade on your lid. Take it, and I'm going to pop it in the inside of my corner here so that I can have a pop. You see that? See how pretty that is? So any lip that is like a berry shade / red you would use, this is called Chola by the Becky G and ColourPop collection. So yeah, this is the look for my competition makeup. If you like this look, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye!